Have you ever had a gaming character that you absolutely hated the way they came out in movie form? I think it's safe to say we all have experienced that recently. Which is why today I thought that it would be really fun for us to make our first tier maker. Hey everyone, my name is Cupquake, and today I am going to be rating and making a list for video game characters that made it onto the big screen. How were their characters portrayed? And you guys are gonna find out my best to worst. The questionable to the WTFs. Let's go ahead and start off with Angry Bird. So I personally did not see the movie, but I mean, the characters came out pretty cute. I mean, obviously the characters in the game were a lot more simpler, but I think that they did a really good job animating them. They look adorable, and the pigs came out really cute too. So I think I'm gonna have to give Angry Bird, I'm gonna have to give them a B. And I might actually move these around after. Up next, we're gonna have good old Sonic the Hedgehog, because he's been in, all the talk of the town is this poor little Sonic character. I think what makes him weird, the eyes and the teeth, it's like human teeth. I did see a lot of complaints about Sonic not having gloves. And when I originally saw Sonic, I was like, man, like his body, like it just looks a little bit too human. Like his legs are too long or something's off about it. So I'm not really that much of a fan of him, but I don't hate it as much as everybody else is hating on him. The teeth are very, very gross though. So just because he has the teeth and the like long, lanky legs, I might just have to, am I gonna give him an F? I'm gonna do an E. I'm gonna say an E for Sonic. Let's do Detective Pikachu next, because the movie just came out. I really need to get to the theater and see it. If I had to choose, the way that the character looks, I actually think Pika looks adorable. I really like the way Pika looks. So, I'm just gonna have to, I'm gonna say this is top tier here. Detective Pikachu. Ooh, he's so cute. Like the ratio that they got with the eyes and the tiny nose and his little chubby hands, like it doesn't look weird how Sonic looks. They stayed true to his proportions, which is why I will give him top tier. Up next, we have a movie that is engraved in my mind, probably because when I saw it, I was a child and I was terrified, yet intrigued about how the Goombas looked. So we're talking about Super Mario Bros. This movie came out in 1993. And if you haven't seen it, you should probably watch it. It's pretty entertaining. Like I liked it as a kid. But I mean, the characters, I personally think, I just feel so bad for the Goombas and Yoshi. And I mean, just look at this guy. Just look at this poor Goomba. Like, look at him from the video game, the way that they look in the video game. He's kind of cute looking, and like you can't help but feel bad for him in the movie because they're so big and stocky and they have these tiny heads and they like shuffle around and stuff. This is what they did to Yoshi. I'm gonna have to go with I don't want to give him an F. I feel bad giving them an F, but I'm gonna have to go with the E here. You're on the same level as Sonic. All right, so next up on the list is Tomb Raider. And I know that there's a lot of different Tomb Raider games and movies and women who played Lara Croft. But I'm gonna go with my personal favorites. I really liked Angelina Jolie as Lara Croft. And here I have all the different variations of Tomb Raider. I mean, it's crazy to me. Her boobs actually have shrank. They were like a little bit too big, and then like more realistic big, and then they shrank, and then they got a little bit bigger, but they're not as in your face, like that's not real. This game design, I never really looked at this character Tiny waist, big boobs. I'm glad they went like a more realistic route. But Angelina Jolie is Lara Croft. So here she is. This is how I remember her. And I remember when this movie came out in theaters, I was like, man, fire. I think I might have to give her an A. Up next is one of my personal favorite video games ever to this day, World of Warcraft. So I actually went to the premiere for the movie that was like, it seemed like it took forever for them to come out with this movie. I felt like they did a great job with the characters and putting them on the big screen. I mean, look at that. Look at this. This is amazing. Okay, yes. I gotta rate this now. So I definitely think that the characters, they portrayed it true to the game, and better. So I'm gonna give this one an S, World of Warcraft. Not because I'm biased, because it's my favorite game ever, but you know, it was good. It's great. Next on my list is Silent Hill. So I remember when I first watched this movie, I was terrified. And when I play the games, I don't even play them because I am terrified. This game scares the crap out of me. And I feel like the movie definitely portrayed that and got, you know, I had the same fear I had watching the movie as I did like seeing my brother play this game, especially with this character right here, Pyramid Head. They did such a good job. Like his sword that he drags in the movie, like you can hear it. Oh, so good. I mean, the nurses is the scene that I remember where I was like, holy crap, this is cool. This is pretty dope, but I'm so scared right now. But yeah, I think that they portrayed these characters even creepier. They made them even better. So I think I'm gonna have to give Silent Hill. It's gonna be up there. It's gonna be up. You know what? I'm gonna give Silent Hill. Am I just too nice with this rating system? Up next, we got Assassin's Creed. And based off of the costumes, I feel like I'm just giving everyone great ratings. I remember that it looked really amazing. The character, like the way that they thought out the character, the costume design. I feel like they do pretty much a great job when it comes to like human characters. But when it comes to animated characters, it's just sometimes just not work out, especially with Sonic. I'm gonna have to give Assassin's Creed an A. Yeah, the design matched the game. I haven't played the game, but just from based off of what I've seen, the costume design and the casting, they did a great job. So I'm gonna give it an A. Up next is Doom. So I personally don't remember playing or watching the movie. So I'm just gonna go based off of initial thoughts. So I have some images pulled up here. This is Doom. I think this is like the main monster guy. I don't know his name. And then this is from the movie. I mean, that looks pretty dope. He looks even like creepier. I need a full body. Give me a full body. Whoa. I mean, I feel like this looks pretty good. I feel like it looks good. So I'm just gonna rate this one an A. I'm gonna do an A. Next up on my list is Hitman, which is another one that I haven't seen nor played. So we're just gonna go based off some pictures. And honestly, I don't feel like this is that much of a, like, it's not much of a challenge. It's just, it's a bald dude with some guns and a suit. I feel like the character in the game actually looks a lot more menacing and scary. If I had to rate this, I think I'm gonna give him a C. I think I'm gonna give him a C. I want his character to look more just, it doesn't give me that vibe, you know? So up next is Mortal Kombat. And this is another one of those movies that was engraved in my mind because I was a child watching this movie and just being mesmerized by these characters and the CG. Oh my gosh, how much we have progressed. But Mortal Kombat came out in 1995. And I remember the characters. I was just like, man, they're so cool. It's just like the game, but better. Scorpion and Sub-Zero, I kind of had a crush on again. Why do the good girls always want the bad boys? Y'all are getting some tea on this. You know, I have crushes on these characters. I remember these characters being awesome. And I remember being terrified of this guy. I can't remember his name. The arms. I've had nightmares. He haunted me. So I think I'm gonna have to give them an A for Mortal Kombat. I like it. So we got Prince of Persia up next. I love Jake Gyllenhaal, and I have not seen the movie nor have played the game. But based off of the characters that we have here, I don't know which one the movie was based off of, to be honest. But if I had to guess, I would think it was this one, Sands of Time. And to me, Jake Gyllenhaal here looks like a gladiator. So I feel like the casting was great, but the costumes, it doesn't look anything like it. So I'm gonna just give this one a D. Just gonna give that one a D. It's my first D. Up next on the list is Ratchet and Clank. Another one that I have not played. But on stream, everyone was suggesting that I did this one. I can barely tell the difference between the game and the movie. It looks so good. They stood so true to the character, which makes me very happy. Based off of that, I think they did a good job. Like, I couldn't tell the difference between the game or the anime, or the game or the movie. So I think I'm gonna have to, this one's gonna be up there. That's an S. Right, so next up is Street Fighter. And this is another oldie but a goodie that I vaguely remember because I was a child when this came out. So this is another one where I feel like it's easy. It's just based off of casting. And I felt like they did do a good job on the casting here. I think I'm gonna give this one a B. Last but not least on our tier is Resident Evil. And I'm kind of having trouble with this one because this is another one where there was a lot of Resident Evil games and a lot of Resident Evil movies. And I don't know which one just to compare it with, but I'm just gonna compare it to how I felt watching the movie. Kind of similar to how Silent Hill was. I really just love the way that they represented all of the enemies and how they made you feel. So I know Resident Evil gave me that feeling where it was like, you just felt really cool. And I loved her character. So I think I'm going to have to give this one a rating of... I'm in between an A or a B here. I think I'm gonna do an A. I'm gonna give it an A. I have not given anybody an F. So I don't know, man. Do I need to move Sonic down there? Or I don't know, because both of these ones are pretty terrible. Yeah, you know what? I'm moving Sonic down there. Sorry. I just needed one in there. But there is my list. There is my very first tier maker. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you guys agree with me. If you don't, or if you do, or if you'd like to do this yourself, I think I'm gonna save and download this. I can save it out. I'll put a link in the description of the video so you guys can go ahead and vote. Let me know what you think. And if you have any other ideas for tier makers for me to do, let me know, because this was a lot of fun to do and I like lists. I already have some in mind. I'm like, I want to do some with food because I love food and snacks and desserts, and the possibilities are endless. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye.